But this is exactly why I tune out of football here in the international break, because you see some bollocks, mate. Man United considering a move to bring back McTominay. Yeah, right. We sold an academy player for pure profit. We don't want him back, bruv. You know, these guys didn't even try and get Carreras back here, and you think that we're looking at Scott McTominay. Brother, do better, innit? You know them ones, like, this is what I'm trying to say.
For more than you sold him, so that's a waste of time.
But this is what I'm trying to say, like, do better. Like, it doesn't even make sense, bro.
Who was that journalist? I've never heard of that journalist before.
Never heard of that. He's a bum anyway. Do you know what I mean? The fact that man thought that shit was even realistic, bro. You know what I'm saying? The only Man United academy player, yeah, that's not at the club right now that we should be paying money for is Mason Greenwood, blood, and we're not going to do it. So I don't want to hear none of that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear none of this McTominay stuff. It makes absolutely zero sense, bro.
This is what they do, man. They're bored. They make a story up.
This is what I mean, and this is what it is. It's silly season, bro. Like, it's either the off season or international break. It's foolishness, bro. This is what it is. Absolute foolishness. Man don't want nothing to do with that.
The way they write their articles, yeah. Right. So I've just done a stream a minute ago. Miles Lewis Skelly dismisses Arsenal issue after England disagreement. Yeah.
What disagreement with England? What? Because they didn't take him to the thing.
But so that title, that headline right there tells you he's got an issue with Arsenal, yeah, and he's had a disagreement with England. That's what it says, right?
I think that's one time England took him as part of the squad, and as part of the training squad, and didn't take him to the game.
He scored on his debut. Yeah, that was against Germany, I think.
Right.
Yeah, and he's been in squads. But the way they've wrote that headline, Skelly dismisses Arsenal issue after England disagreement. So if you're reading that, 99.99% of the people on the planet are go, flipping hell, Skelly's got an issue with Arsenal and he's had a disagreement with England. When I read the article out, basically Skelly's been told by Tommy too, because he's played 92 minutes this season. Sorry, mate, I ain't picking you unless you play. Yeah. Maybe go and play for the under-21s or something. But then Lee Carsley has said, well, I've been monitoring all these other players. He's been training with the first team for England. So I haven't seen him. I'll have to assess it in March. So that's the disagreement. Tuchel, and Carsley. So and then Arsenal issue. Yeah.
What's the issue? The issue is he's not getting minutes, but he doesn't seem like he's complaining.
Bro, I'll read out exactly his quote, yeah? This is the way they clickbait this crap. It's so jarring, yeah? They've done it with Calafiori as well. All right, let me find the quote from Skelly, yeah? Where are we? Here we go. Right. So Tuchel said this, yeah? Miles was a good teammate. He played for us in the camp in the qualifier in Riga, Tuchel told the press conference. Miles simply needs more starts and more minutes. Now, when it came to Nico O'Reilly, he had many starts in that position, so he's slightly ahead for this camp.
Thanks.
Yeah. Right, which is factually correct. Right.
Yeah.
In this situation, right, so Tuchel reportedly believes Skelly should step back and feature for the under-21s. So there's no quote of him saying that, by the way, but reportedly said he should go and play for the under-21s, right? So Carsley has said, it's a situation we'll monitor with this camp at the minute. We've got the players I've been monitoring week in, week out. Miles wasn't one of them because he was playing and training with the seniors. We'll assess it again in March. Yeah, we'd love to have Miles with us. I'll communicate with Thomas Tuchel and we'll definitely come up with a plan for him. So where's the disagreement then?
There's no disagreement, bro.
Thank you. It's so annoying, man. It's so jarring, yeah, when you see some of these articles. Because then people just go off of these stories and think that, oh my God, they only read the headline. They don't bother reading the whole thing. They don't dissect what's actually been said and who said it. Yeah. And then, this is what they do. This is Football London. But all of them do it. And then you have YouTube accounts, and Twitter accounts that do the same, but then say they don't like the mainstream. But then they copy exactly what the mainstream do. Look at the state of that headline. Arsenal issue, England disagreement. Well, he ain't got an England disagreement and he ain't had an Arsenal issue. But that make you believe, oh my God, Skelly's kicking off. He's kicking off. Yeah, because, oh my God, he's got an issue with Arsenal. Yeah, and he's had a disagreement with England. Yeah, and they do it every single day, man. It's so annoying. Yeah, they take a quote, and make up a whole new story out of a quote. Or what they'll do is they'll take a quote and then grab something that the manager said from 6 months earlier and piece that together and make up a whole new story. Yeah, it's boring, man. It's so jarring. Yeah, it's not just the English media that do it, bro. It's everyone. They all do it. They all do it. Every single media in football does this. Yeah, and I'd say England's probably the worst, but that's because I see more of the English media than any others. Yeah, but then listen to what Skelly said, Rants. Yeah, right. Right, here we go. Skelly is understood to be resolute on his battle for his position at Arsenal. Yeah, where Calafiori and Summit acquisition and Cappy are vying for the left back berth. Yeah, Skelly said, "I'm enjoying it." Yeah, he said last month of the competition. Yeah, it's a different experience for me. Yeah, not playing as much at the moment, but I'm enjoying being part of the team. It's important to compete for places, and I'm a competitive person, so I'm never going to back down. I enjoyed the challenge. Being with these boys is a joy. The standards are high, and everyone wants to play, but the levels are so much higher this season. Places are short, but you've got to compete. So where's the Arsenal issue, and where
There's
is the
no issue,
disagreement
bro. He
between
answered
them?
it the exact way that he's
Well, you
supposed to
should.
answer it as a young player.
But the headline, yeah, Miles Lewis Skelly dismisses Arsenal issue after England disagreement.
But
Now
he
you
did
think-
dismiss
now
the
you
issue
think-
because he said that, yo, it's a non-issue. However, do you know what I'm saying? There's no disagreement, bro. Like,
No,
these
but the way
guys
you
are
read
putting
that
things
is
out there
he's
that
had
don't
an
exist.
issue, and people are saying there's an issue, so he's dismissed
Right.
the issue. Cool, you can tick that and say, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
But who said he's got an issue, bro?
Not him.
Exactly. And now there's an England disagreement, but they're clever because it's clickbait as fuck, right? But the disagreement is just reports that Tommy Tuchel said this. Well, we actually got a quote of Tuchel saying he hasn't played enough, so we can't pick him. Yeah.
Which is pretty normal.
Yeah. But then it's, but Carsley said, oh, yeah, well, he was training with the seniors. So where's the disagreement? There isn't one. Yeah. Now listen to this with Calafiori, yeah? This is so jarring.
It almost sounds like Tuchel's using the under-21s the way he's supposed to use them.
Yep. Right. Listen to this, yeah? This is the London Evening Standard. Arsenal handed huge Ricardo Calafiori injury boost ahead of Tottenham showdown. Positive news for Mikel Arteta ahead of North London derby. Right? Basically, yeah, Calafiori's got a hip problem. Yeah. Apparently, Arsenal didn't want him to travel, and he went anyway. Yeah, and then he was training on his own. How is that
possible?
Yeah, right. Gattuso comes out and says, "I have to thank the likes of Barrea, Calafiori, and Bastoni for being here. It was by no means being taken for granted. I congratulate the lads for their professionalism and hunger, which they show every day." They had direct quotes from the Italy manager. Yeah, right. It then waffles on, yeah, about Calafiori and how many games and this and that. Italy are preparing for the World Cup playoff in March. Yeah, with hopes of automatic qualification fading due to Norway's vastly superior goal difference. Yeah. It then says, Gattuso says, I hope to have Calafiori available for the game on Sunday. Right. So how is a player that's injured, wasn't in the squad for the game yesterday, he wasn't on the bench, never started. He's injured. He's got a hip injury. And apparently he had that before he went to Italy for their camp. How is that a major boost for Arsenal then? Because as it stands right now, after he's been training on his own and he's got a hip injury and he never played or was on the bench yesterday, he's factually injured then. Yeah, so how is that a major boost then? Yeah, see the way they've written that about him? Yeah, that is bullshit, bro. That's how Calafiori major boost. But then Skelly, yeah, they're taking the piss. Yeah, I'm like, no,
they have to though, Lee, bro. This is what they do. This is how they get clicks. This is how they get reads. This is what they do, bro. Like they use language to insinuate that the article says something that it doesn't, bro. They've been doing that. It's their form of clickbait, innit?
But the way they word it is extremely smart because they could make out there is a disagreement between Carsley and Tuchel.
Well, of course.
But because Skelly's name's in the title, everyone, or the headline, everyone thinks, oh my God, Skelly's had a disagreement with Tuchel. Yeah, so this is what they do on this app. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, with certain titles. This is what they do on Twitter, the way they word stuff.
Clickbait, bro. This is what it is.
This is what they do, bro. It's so jarring. Yeah, because like when you actually read the article, you get a whole load of bullshit about, oh, yes, well, Calafiori has started all 11 games for Arsenal this season. He's been a key feature in why Arsenal are top of the league. We don't need to know all of that, mate. Just tell us what's happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is the way English media works. This is the way all media works. In fact, to be fair,
it is though. It's all about manipulating language. You know what I'm saying, bro? This is what it is, bro. This is exactly what it is, bro. And they keep doing it, but they don't try and hide it, bro. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's got to the point where they're just not even interested in hiding anymore. They're just literally using words. They're very smart words to make you think, and the way they put them together, it makes you think that, oh my God, Skelly's had an issue with the manager. Yeah, Skelly's got an issue with Arsenal because he ain't getting game time. He's had a disagreement with Tuchel because he ain't been picked. Yeah, and it's like, no, he ain't. They don't. It's not just Skelly. Yeah, I'm using that as an example because that's the latest story. Yeah,
but these are the kind of headlines, Lee. Yeah, and the way they word it. This is what makes like very impressionable fans. This is what makes fans get certain ideas about players, bro. It's this kind of journalism, Lee. Do you see what I'm saying? Because this is where the bad attitude things start to come from. This is where all of these things start to come from journalism like this. Yeah, but this is why. Mate. This is why it's super dangerous, bro. Like, no one talks about how dangerous the kind of language these men use are, because a lot of the times, when players get certain reputations, like, it sticks in the public, especially with football. Do you know what I'm saying? Did Aubameyang look like he had an attitude when he was starting Troops' channel the other night? He was chilling, bro. Man was vibes, bro. Yeah. Does Ivan Toney look like he's got an attitude when he's out in Saudi? No. Chilling. But Jamie Vardy, he can like do what he wants. Bro, if Ivan Toney had an attitude problem, he wouldn't still be there, because look at Duran, Duran, they've been talking about Duran's attitude for a while, and he lost in 5 minutes out there. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Because that country is respectful. Yeah, you have to have manners, you have to be polite, you have to be polite to people around you. Yeah. So if you've got an attitude problem, mate, you ain't lasting 2 seconds out there. No, facts. Yeah, and it's the same in other countries as well around the world. But I always see this like attitude. Oh, he's got an attitude. Cool. Has Cristiano Ronaldo got an attitude then? He's got an attitude, but he'll be probably the only player on the planet that can get away with having his attitude in Saudi, because he's bringing in so much money to that country. Yeah, he's the face of the whole project, so he can do what he wants, bro. Well, didn't they change it because he had to? You have to be married to cohabit, didn't you? Right, bro. Listen, they'll do anything for this guy. They're trying to rig a title for him now, bro, because he'll cry. You know what I want? They tried to rig the fucking bro. That was funny as well. I was crying, Lee, when I saw it. You know what I'm saying? What was he thinking, man? Did you see the bit where he was giving it all of that? Yeah. Yeah. But this is what I'm trying to say, 5 minutes later, he got sent off. You know what killed me? What tournament was it, guys? Yeah, where they lost the game. Yeah, man was on the floor punching the floor like a child. Yeah, like, and crying. Like, I think was that in the Saudi league? No, I think it was for Portugal. Or no, it could have been for Juventus, you know. It could have been for Juventus in the Champions League when they lost the game. They went out. Man was on the floor crying and that punching the floor and that sitting on the floor. He wouldn't leave the pitch. I swear down. Like, bro, I've seen some madness from this guy, and nobody questions. He was standing there with his hands on his hips. He was just shaking his head. Is that the same game? Brother, no one questions this Brez behavior, bro. Like, you know what I mean? He ain't got an attitude, Rants. He's Ronaldo, so he ain't got an attitude, isn't it? Bro, the man was punching the floor, Lee. You know them ones there. Like, bro, I couldn't believe it. Man's boxing the floor, like, you get me? And I'm thinking, oh, you're a big man, you know, with kids at home. Like, the kids is a couple of years younger than me. Bro, it's crazy, bro. When he was doing that, so who was he doing that to yesterday? The defender. Yeah, and he was giving it all of that 5 minutes before he got sent off. Yeah, if I was that defender, I would have done it back to him as he got sent off. Nah, it's crazy, bro.